Hello everyone, in today's video I will be showing you all some of the best enthusiast cars in GTA Online in my opinion. I did only show a few of the best enthusiast cars, so if you guys do like this video, maybe I might make a part 2 in the future, so let's get into it. The Vegeta ZX, based on the Chevy Camaro. I feel like I've had this car in so many different videos because this car just fits everything. It is absolutely perfect. It is good for enthusiasts, it's good for the casual player, and it's good for everyone. This car looks just like a real Camaro. The only part that's a bit off is the front. The headlights are a tiny bit off and the grille could be a little bit better, but overall I'd say the shape, the back of this car is absolutely perfect, one-to-one with a real-life Camaro. And that's what makes me love it so much. I mean, if it weren't as fast as it is, I would still love it because it's just an absolutely fantastic car. Obviously, HSW does take that to another level. It makes you go insane speeds. I believe it is the fastest car in the game, or one of them at least. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I absolutely love this car. You should too, because it's not that expensive. It is perfect for enthusiasts, and it is the perfect enthusiast car. It just has so much going for it, and customizations, I didn't even touch on that. This thing has incredible customization options, absolutely fantastic. There are a lot of callbacks to Chevy cars, like you can get the glass vanity hood that I believe was on C7 Corvettes, or optional at least, and you can get the Camaro ZL1 spoiler and hood. I chose not to because I honestly just don't like how they look, but if you want to go down that route, you definitely can. Rockstar did give you the option to do so. Now, something that I will also touch on is the engine. The engine is fantastic. It is definitely not unique to the Vegeta. I've seen this engine on a couple of other cars, but it is just a great looking engine. Rockstar has only started using it recently, and hopefully we see it in a lot of other cars. You can also slightly customize it, which does make it even better. And overall, the Vegeta ZX is a fantastic car. I would recommend it to anyone. The Dominator ASP, based on a Ford Mustang Cobra. This car is absolutely perfect. If I said the Vegeta ZX is perfect, this car may take that to another level. The only thing that lacks slightly is the performance. It's not very fast, it's not class leading, but it is adequate. Now, I say it is perfect because of how it looks. This car looks just like a Mustang. I mean, one-to-one, every single angle of this car looks like a Mustang. And you can put the Cobra wheels that were on the real-life Cobra. You can put the ridiculous big old wing that was on the real-life Cobra. It is absolutely fantastic. There are so many different things and so many different roads you can go down when customizing this car, but I wanted to go for a real-life sort of feel, so I made mine look like the Cobra with the beautiful red that they were all in. Unfortunately, there's no Mistachrome, so if there was Mistachrome, I'd probably put it on, but they don't have it, unfortunately. And yeah, this car is just perfect. The only thing that's a bit off is the roof. The roof, in my opinion, is a bit too circle-y. It looks like a bubble, kind of. I don't know. It's a little bit off, but that's something most people will not notice. This car, pretty much one-to-one, is a real-life Mustang. Now, going back to the GTA Online version, customization is pretty good, but all cars from the tuners update have good customization, so nothing out of the ordinary there. And this car's performance is not class leading like I said before, but it is fast and it does handle pretty good, which is a benefit. Now, time to look at the engine. This engine is beautiful. This is one of my favorite engine bays out of all GTA Online cars. And the chrome supercharger, this engine bay just looks absolutely fantastic, and I would definitely recommend this car to any enthusiast in GTA Online. The Sultan, based on a 7th generation Honda Civic Coupe. Now, I've heard a lot of people call the Sultan RS many different things. They say it looks like this car, looks like this car, but to me, it definitely sticks out as more of a 7th generation Honda Civic Coupe. I've always seen it, the taillights, the headlights, the overall shape. This is a Civic to me. You can call it whatever you want though. And once again, this car is absolutely fantastic. All these cars in this video are fantastic, but most of these stick out more than others, and this car is no exception. It is a Benny's car, so customization is to be expected. Good customization everywhere. That you can customize this whole car. Every single panel of this car you can change. Something else I want to briefly touch on, this car was in GTA 4. If you remember, it spawned at a certain house in Alderney, at the top of the map, and that's the Sultan RS. It usually came in like yellow or red, and it's really cool to me that Rockstar added this in GTA Online as the Sultan RS, and it's just fantastic. If you're a GTA 4 player, you would probably recognize that, but if you're not, just a quick history lesson there. But one of my favorite aspects of this car is the engine. So let's take a look at the engine here. Beautiful engine. You can change a lot of things. You can also keep it red. I think red will look the best, but it does remove some wiring and cables, which I think would make it look more realistic. So I decided to upgrade to a chrome engine. You can also do primary and secondary engine color, but I think chrome looks the best because white would have looked kind of strange to me. But definitely a fantastic looking engine bay as well, and it also sounds very good. Arguably one of the best sounding cars in GTA Online. The Carguys SJ, based on a 5th gen and a 6th generation Honda Civic, taking the front from the 5th gen and the rear from the 6th. A lot of people may think this is just a 5th gen, but I'm going to explain why I believe this is a mix of the two. So I believe this is a mix of the two because of the taillights. As you can see here, these are some Civic taillights, and they're pretty similar between the 5th and the 6th generation, but the bottom white turn signal situation you got going on there was only on 6th generation Honda Civic SIs. So why would it be on a 5th generation Honda Civic if it wasn't on there originally? It's a very strange thing, but I believe it is a mix of the two for that specific reason. I've never seen a 5th gen with those taillights, but let me know down in the comments if you have, or if they were on the 5th gen, because I may just not know. But going back to GTA Online, this car is absolutely fantastic. Once again, the customization is very good. You can go for any style you want. You can go for street, track. Shouldn't go for off-road because it doesn't really support anything there, but you can go for street and track. I went for a simple street build. Really does look fantastic, and I used the inspiration from All Day Anthony. If you know him on YouTube, he's a very popular Civic YouTuber. He makes great videos. Highly recommend you check out his channel. Made my car look like his because I think his looks very clean, and I think it ported well into GTA Online. I mean, this looks absolutely fantastic, very clean, and once again, you can go for any style you want. Now, performance is kind of a downside. This car is slow and the handling is pretty bad. A lot of people will chalk that up to the front wheel drive, but there are front wheel drive cars that handle better than this. Granted, they are newer, but I don't know why Rockstar couldn't make this handle a bit better. In real life, this is known to be a very fun car to toss around and everything, very light, but very underpowered. I'm not sure why Rockstar couldn't go for that sort of style. I mean, it doesn't have to be fast, but just let it handle a bit better. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and that is a shame. Now, look at this clean engine. This is fantastic. This inline 4 is beautiful. One of my favorite engine bays for sure, and just makes this car all the more better in my opinion. The Jester Classic, based on the famous Mark IV Toyota Supra. When Rockstar added the Jester being the inspiration from the Mark IV Supra, I definitely think it gave them a lot of credit with the automotive side of GTA Online, because for them to add a car like this was absolutely crazy at the time. I mean, this is a die-hard. Every enthusiast knows about the Supra. To me, in real life, I think they're very overpriced. I mean, I obviously don't have the money to buy one, but even if I did, I mean, you're getting to 6 figures for a clean example for a turbo model. I don't think it's worth it personally, but you do whatever you want with your money. In GTA Online, this car is not that expensive, which is great. It is $700,000, which for GTA Online standards is really not that much at all. And it comes with decent performance and good customization. This car has pretty good customization. You can do pretty much whatever you want to it with a lot of spoiler options, bumpers, exhaust, etc. I went for a clean example here, all black, and I really think it does look fantastic. There is a bumper option out of all things that has a turbo next to the intercooler. You can see it right there. It does look absolutely fantastic. That's pretty much the only thing that alters the turbo or anything on the outside. It doesn't make the car sound any different, but I think it does make it look fantastic. And that is basically it, but that's all this car really needs. I mean, if you're an automotive enthusiast, you claim to be a car enthusiast or whatever, you have to have this car in GTA Online. If you don't, that's like blasphemy. How are you going to claim to be enthusiast and not have this car? You know what I mean? Everyone knows it from the Fast and Furious. Everyone knows the Supra. I mean, this is just a classic car now at this point. This car was released quite a bit ago. It's definitely not new to GTA Online, and it has held up pretty good to the test of time. Definitely not in the performance department. There are way faster cars than this now, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but you know, they could have given this car HSW to kind of even out the odds, but they didn't. But this car, I still drive around for its handling. It does handle pretty good, and it's decent speed, and its customization, and just the way it looks, the aesthetic of driving a Supra in GTA Online. This car is famous, you know. What more can I say? This car is, everyone knows the Supra. Every automotive enthusiast knows of the Supra, and to have it in GTA Online really does mean a lot to the car enthusiasts of GTA Online, because we appreciate stuff like this. We appreciate Rockstar adding cars that we want and we look up to. The Cipher, based on the BMW M2. Now, you will notice that we are not on the streets of Los Santos. We are on a track, and that is for a reason. This car's handling is so good. It is so smooth around the corners. Rarely do you ever lose the control going around a corner, and if you do, it's probably driver's fault because you probably shouldn't have gave it as much power as you did. This car is just absolutely fantastic. It handles beautifully. Customization is great. It is not incredibly fast, but the handling definitely makes up for it. And this car is just an absolute thrill to drive. I love this car. I love the Cipher, and I love the tuners update, but this car is probably my favorite from the tuners update. It looks just like an M2 in real life, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, I will briefly go over something. Some people may think that this is just a 2 Series and not an M2, but you can definitely tell by the wide arch fenders and the mean aesthetic of the front. This is supposed to be an M2, and the hood bulge, of course, which is famous on BMW M cars. The only thing that would have been nice is sort of a kidney grill style, even just a vertical slot in the middle or something. It doesn't have to look exactly like the kidney grill, but we didn't get that, unfortunately, which is kind of sad, but I'll take it. It is what it is. The front still looks good. It doesn't look bad, but I wish it would look more like a BMW M2 or a BMW car in general. Now let's move on to customization. Customization is pretty fantastic in this car. This is a tuner's car, so most tuner's cars share the same customization, but they are slightly tweaked from car to car, and this car definitely has good customization that you can tell was tailored to the shape of the car and not just tacked on as sort of an afterthought, or hey, let's put on all customizations on all cars. Like, no. Customization for this car was precise and it was good, and I just absolutely love this car. I love how there's no B pillar, which is fantastic. It's probably not realistic to the real life BMW M2 or 2 Series, but it's okay. I mean, this GTA Online doesn't have to look exactly like the real life car, and I think it actually looks better than the real life car to have no B pillar. But of course, probably because of regulations and everything, they couldn't do it. But in GTA Online, no such thing, so they did it. And yeah, I just absolutely love this car. This car is so fun to drive, and I never see it around. It's such a shame. I think I should have put this car in my underrated cars video as well, because I never see this car. So much more people drive the Supra, the Mark V Supra, or the Celica from this DLC. No one drives this car, unfortunately, and I think this car handles better than all those cars. It's not as fast as the Celica, but I think it should still get some love. And I absolutely love the Cipher. I love the M2. I love the 2 Series, and this car definitely is a good example of Rockstar making a real-life car into GTA Online, but taking some creative liberties. And that is it, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found some of these cars nice to look at, nice to drive, and hopefully you buy them in GTA Online, because I do believe that all these cars are fantastic and great enthusiast cars. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day, and goodbye.